Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a roundup of everything that I purchased in the month of April. Let me preface this. April was a very heavy shopping month. Alright, let's start with the new Givenchy pressed powder. We had the Sephora VIB sale, and then Ulta also gave a 20% off coupon. My shopping habits are not like that every month, but this month there was a lot. So I'm going to organize this into things that I absolutely loved, things that I liked but didn't love, and things that I did not like and would not recommend. I'm going to start with the things that I really loved. So many of us loved the original Givenchy loose powder formula. They sadly reformulated it. They added shimmer. It doesn't have that same super lightweight blurring finish that it used to. But they have now put out the pressed version of the powder. And I'm here to say it is just like the original loose powder. Before they added glitter, before they took out the talc, once this is on the face, it looks the same as the old powder used to look. The only difference that I can detect is that the new pressed powder has like absolutely no shimmer in it. The original loose powder had just like a super fine sheen running through it. When I've done side-by-side comparisons, I can definitely notice that this one is like completely matte. But like the finish is the exact same. So incredibly blurring without being like super dry or thick on the skin. I also really like that the pressed formula is just a little bit more travel friendly. It has been pointed out though that you get considerably less product in here than you do with the loose powder. That's a bummer, but I am super loving this. Another love is this Natasha Deanna concealer. This has been on the market for quite a while and it still gets so much buzz. Originally, I thought nothing could beat my Haus Labs Armani concealer cocktail that I usually go for, but this Natasha Deanna concealer is as good as these two mixed together. Which is great because instead of recommending you two concealers, I can now recommend you one. I still love the Haus Labs and the Armani concealers for different reasons, but really like on a day-to-day, I was usually mixing the two together to get like my perfect concealer, and that's what the Natasha Deanna is. I am still happy to have both of these, but if you wanted a concealer like these two mixed together, get this one. This concealer is just incredibly thin and skin-like, yet it still has full coverage. I find that so many very thin, serum-y concealers, the coverage when you try and blend it out, it kind of like spreads all over your face. It's like if a concealer has too much of like a watery texture, when you try and blend the coverage, it kind of disperses all over your face and doesn't stick where you want it to. This has the texture of a very thin concealer, but it has that full coverage that actually stays in place where you want it to be. And that's why I like it so much. It just looks incredibly natural. It is full coverage, so it covers my darker under eye circles beautifully. It wears super well. I get hardly any creasing with this. The finish of it is a really nice like satin. It's like a luminous matte. I would not say this is as crease resistant as the Haus Labs concealer, but this Haus Labs is a much thicker, like stickier texture than the Natasha Deanna. So with this Haus Labs, you may be getting a more long wear product, but you're not getting that like ease of use and comfortability that you get with the Natasha Deanna. So yeah, it's different options. Like I love having all three of these in my collection. And you know, I am very picky with concealer. I've tried a lot of them and they usually just don't live up to my expectations, but this one did. A fragrance that I fell head over heels in love with is this new limited edition one from Sol de Janeiro. This is Danca Mistica. They come out with these, I think most summers, they usually come out with like 3 limited edition fragrances. I bought them, I think 2 years ago, and I did like them, just didn't like blow my mind. This, however, oh my God. Every time I smell it, I like groan. Oh, it's so good. I just want to say this is such a unique fragrance from Sol de Janeiro, and it is very unexpected for the brand. They're a very like youthful, fun, flirty, fun in the sun type scent brand. This is very different. The notes on this are purple fig, warm vanilla, and sandalwood. I get mostly the sandalwood and the fig. The fig is very green and very fresh, but it's not soapy. And that sandalwood and vanilla is so warm and comforting and just nice underneath it. It's a little bit sweet. This smells to me like you took a bowl of vanilla ice cream and you put fresh figs on top of it. It's very creamy and sweet and warm, but it has that green fig that just keeps things really interesting. This has mixed reviews on Sephora, and I totally understand why. If you are looking for the typical Sol de Janeiro scents, like, you might be unpleasantly surprised by this one. But personally, I found it very refreshing, and I bought a backup of this because they probably won't bring it back. A nail polish that I tried is this OPI RapiDry line. I was shamelessly influenced by Tati on this one. She always talks about her nail polishes. Her nails always look so pretty when she had this color on. The color Hull Sass. It is just straight up OPI Cajun shrimp. Like, let's be real, this is Cajun shrimp. But the cool thing about this is that they are quick dry, and I can attest these are actually quick dry nail polishes. I love getting my nails done. Like, I love getting dip nails because I'm rough on my hands, and I love that dip nail like lasts through anything. But it's really hard on my nails, and I have to give them long breaks so that they can recover. I've been going just like completely polishless for months, but it is nice to have something on my nails. I despise doing my nails because I hate having to just sit like motionless for so long. I just can't stand that. Like, I always end up fucking up my nails because I don't wait long enough. I start bopping about the house trying to do too much. I have tried some quick dry nail polishes that aren't actually quick dry. Like, they will be dry to the touch in 60 seconds or whatever, but if you accidentally bump them at all after a few minutes, they still get chipped or smudged. I would say these dry completely. Like, they dry to the touch. You can bump them, just go on about your life within 3 minutes per coat. So if I do 2 coats and then a top coat, the whole thing will take me less than 15 minutes. And that is great for me. They have some very cute colors in this line, and I would like to get some more, but like, I'm gonna see how having one color at first is treating me. I've done this before where I buy a ton of nail polishes and then I just never use them. So I'm gonna start with one, and then if I use this consistently, I'll buy some more. A lot of the products that I'm talking about today, I got during the VIB sale, and this is one of them. This is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension Eye Illusion Eyeshadow Duo. I already have the shade Do You Know Who I Am in this product, and I absolutely love it. It is 100% worth the price tag in my opinion, and I've gotten tons of use out of it. So I thought I'd pick up another shade. I got the shade We Need Better Lighting. It is equally stunning, if not even more. When I first saw the promos for this, I was kind of like on the fence. I was like, I tend to like more of a like bronzy champagne rose gold moment, and these from the promo pics look just very silver and very gold. And when I swatched these, I saw that they are more like champagne adjacent, but one of them's warmer and one is a lot icier. This one here is just like this beautiful brightening pearl shade, and then at the bottom is a gorgeous like bronzy, like deeper, warmer gold, but it's not like a true yellow gold. The great thing about this duo in particular is that these two shades, when you mix them together, they make an entirely different shade. And it is beautiful. It's like a pale champagne. And that's extra great because these are so pricey. If you can mix the two shades together and get an entirely different third shade, it's even more worth your money. These are just so incredibly sparkly, wet looking, impactful on the eyes. I just truly haven't found anything that really looks like these. You do like have to be in the mood to have glitter on when you're wearing them. Like, there's nothing understated or low key about this, but for those times, they're just unbeatable. I got 2 brushes this month that I am just blown away by, especially this one. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Cheek Brush. Or blush brush or something like that. It's their blush brush. This has just kind of like challenged everything that I thought about when it came to makeup brushes. I don't know, that's a little bit dramatic, but like, this has kind of changed my blush application game. It's got this nice flat yet angled shape to it. It's super duper soft, and it just gives you the most even, diffused, soft blush application. I was using something like this. This is the Sephora 56 brush, which is another really great cream blush brush. But as you can see, these are incredibly different shapes and like densities. This Sephora brush is a lot denser and has this domed head, and all the bristles are the same length. versus the Rare Beauty is like this fluffier, like stippling brush, but it still has like density at the core of it. I don't like brushes that are too fluffy because it feels like it's never like pushing the product into your skin. Every time I apply my blush with this, it just looks perfect and seamless. Very, very excited about this brush. And then I also have been loving this one from Morphe. This is the M163 powder brush. Very unique shape. It's this like tapered paddle round shape, and it is super duper soft and fluffy. I love this for setting all over the face. Like if you want to apply something like the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders, which are more of like a finishing powder, you kind of want like a light dusting all over everything. This brush is your guy. All right, let's move on to the things that were okay and that I didn't dislike, but that I didn't love. I have the most in this category. There are a few things that I actually already returned to Sephora, so I will talk about those and put a picture up, but I don't have them with me. But I am gonna hold this makeup brush because it feels really weird to talk about makeup without actually like holding something, so I'm just gonna like hold on to this. A fragrance that I picked up from that same Sol de Janeiro summer line that I didn't like as much is Aqua Mistica. It smells specifically like the orange juice that they use in those big plastic unlabeled bottles at bars. And you see them, they like squirt them into cocktails. This one really pained me because upon first spritzing it, it just blew my mind. I loved it so much. I was like, yes, yes, this is everything that I want. When you first spray it, it is like a punch in the face of like sweet, juicy citrus. And like this body spray smells like that orange juice and in turn smells like a like beach cocktail. It's so delicious at first. The unfortunate thing about it is that when it dries down, and it happens pretty quickly, it just, all of that beautiful juicy citrus goes away. And you're left with kind of like a masculine smelling generic kind of aquatic note. It's really weird. Like the citrus like kind of disappears entirely and it's just like neroli and aquatic notes. And that just was not it for me. Like I just didn't like it. It kind of gave me a headache. Like those types of like aquatic masculine like Davidoff cool water, they just give me a headache for some reason. So yeah, that one sadly had to go back, but I am really loving Danca Mistica from that same line. Covergirl sent me some PR, and I have some thoughts about everything. The thing that I actually like the most, and it's very random, it's this Covergirl CleanFresh Balm, and this is the shade Bliss You Berry. This is so pretty, and this is giving major Clinique Black Honey vibes. Yeah, it's really giving Clinique Black Honey, but more pigmented. Which is great because like Clinique Black Honey, personally, I don't think is worth the hype on me. And it's mostly because it's so sheer. You have to like build it up a ton. This kind of gives you that pigment straight out the gate. It's a really nice, just like soft satiny finish. It's not shiny, but it's also not matte. And it feels nice on the lips. It's not a lip mask. It's not lip edge, but it doesn't like dry my lips out. Mainly it's just this really pretty color and I happen to quite like it. It's just this random little lip balm from CoverGirl. CoverGirl also sent me quite a few of their CleanFresh Yummy glosses. They have got every color of the rainbow in this gloss. It's actually really fun for a drugstore brand, you know, to be doing something different. They've got like holographic purples and like cream shades and sheer shades and glitter shades. It just kind of, I don't know, it's fun and feels very youthful. I only kept a couple of them. I just have so many lip products, I didn't need to keep the whole Roundup. So I'll be giving the rest to some of my friends. But I did keep this one because I love a sheer red lip gloss. This is My Straw Booty. That's cute. This is a super nice gloss formula. It's nothing mind-blowing. It's not like my favorite thing in the world. But if you're looking for a nice, easy lip gloss from the drugstore that has like a ton of shades to choose from, I think this is a nice option. They smell like sweet candy. I quite like how they smell. Another just okay product is this mask from Beauty of Joseon. Nikki LaRose raves about this, so I thought I'd give it a try. But yeah, it's on very deep discount for like good Prime Day, for like when I'm sitting around and want to have some sort of mask on, but like I'm not going to pay too much attention to it, if that makes sense. Some masks, if they have like actives or something in them, they need to be removed after a certain amount of time. But then like some, I just feel like I can just walk around with them on for like an hour or so and it doesn't really matter. This is the latter category. It has like little rice granules in it, but they're not super like scratchy. They're not going to irritate your skin or anything. They do a nice light exfoliation, but nothing crazy. So yeah, this is fine. I don't notice any like big noticeable impacts from it, but it's okay and it doesn't freak out my skin. The brand Parnell sent me some items. I had actually never heard of Parnell before, so I was super excited to try them. Parnell is a Korean brand. The Caiman Serum Cushion Foundation. I don't know what this is called. It doesn't have a name in English on it. And then the Ciele 92 Serum. I like all three of these. This serum is so nice. If you can see, I've used like close to half of it already. I've been using this morning and night. It's just a nice light hydrating serum, but it still has some body to it. I do find that a lot of like hydrating serums on the Asian market are often like too light for me. It's like they're just straight up hyaluronic acid. This one has some more like body and like grip to it. I don't think it's doing anything crazy. It just is adding some hydration to my skin. It's soothing things. It doesn't break me out. I do feel like my skin has just been like happier, more soothed, breaking out a little less often. It's just my skin is liking this. I don't really know if it's doing anything dramatic, but when things keep my skin happy, I like them. I'll put the name on the screen because I can't remember what this is called. This is essentially blotting papers in a cushion. It's a really cool product. So it's a cushion and it has this completely clear liquid in it that you can tap over your face and it just absorbs oil and shine. It's really cool. I'll show it to you here. Not that I don't have like a ton of shine going on, but I just put my sponge in the cushion here. And then I'm just lightly tapping it in the areas where I'm shiny. This is the before the cushion, and then this is after. Such a nice option for touch-ups. I pretty much never like touch up straight with powder. I always use a blotting powder beforehand. Hot tip, if you don't have any blotting powders, public bathrooms, toilet seat covers works exactly the same as blotting powder. I've done that many, many times. I think some people kind of like get the ick from that. It's not like it's been on the toilet. What does it matter? Yeah, something about that type of paper, it's exactly the same as blotting paper. But if you don't want to do any of those things, then you've got this. And then lastly, the cushion foundation from Parnell. This is also super nice. The best shade match for me is 24 in. Out of all the cushion foundations I've tried, this one is really nice. It's a really beautiful, like thin, very thin skin-like finish to it. Looks very natural, has a really nice like smoothing quality to it. I would say this is more on the matte side than luminous, but it's certainly not like dry or anything. It's a light medium coverage. It's not gonna like completely camouflage all your secrets, but it does a really nice job of covering. This one is hard to categorize because it's a fragrance sampler set and I loved some of them and I didn't like some others. This is from Danam, I think I'm saying that right. It's the Enchanting Vietnam Discovery Set. This is so lovely. It was just such a treat to smell all of these fragrances, like be taken on the scent journey with these. It was just a really lovely experience. One thing is this discovery set came with this really lovely like printout that gave like the background of each of the fragrances and the notes. All of these fragrances are celebrating Vietnam, like the creators, you know, memories and just experiences there. I also really liked that the discovery set came with little tester strips, and each of the tester strips had the name of one of the fragrances. I found that nice when I was initially smelling them, just to kind of keep them straight. Just like a nice little touch. Out of all of these, my absolute favorites are White Rice, Monsoon Tea, and Vietnamese Coffee. I don't know if I will buy a full size of any of them because like I just really loved smelling all of these, but none of them were like something that I was like, ooh, that's very me. That's something I want to wear all the time. You know what I mean? Like I have so many little like fragrance samplers and I just really enjoy having them and smelling them, but I'm never intending to buy a full size because it's not something I could see myself wearing on a regular basis. They were all very interesting, very strong. Like none of these were like weak little throwaways. Like each one of these is kind of a powerhouse. They're all very complex fragrances. Even if I didn't personally like one of these, I appreciated all of them. Another product that I tried and I liked but I didn't love is from Morphe, and is their Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil. I tried to say that 13 times. I ended up returning it. It actually was quite nice, and that's why this is in the like but doesn't love category. Like, I could appreciate it. It was a very nice powder. It was very finely milled and it was very luminous. And that was why I was attracted to it. MAC used to have this line called, I think it was called So Natural. They had a powder in that line that was like the powder for people who hate powder. It was so soft and so incredibly luminous that it almost made you look dewier after you put it on, but it still set your face. And I'm still mad that they discontinued that powder because I loved it so much and went through so many of them. And I've always been looking for a replacement for that powder. I love the Kosas Cloud Set, and it's close, but it's not quite as luminous, but it is more blurring. So I thought this might be a replacement for that MAC powder. I did like it, but I think I'm just not in a powdering my whole face place anymore. Then I go in with I just find that if I do my foundation, I do my concealer, it's just and then I powder my whole face. Many layers of powder on my skin. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't really need an all over luminous setting powder anymore. The products that I'm using are setting themselves enough. All right, I've got to talk about these new liquid shadows from Urban Decay. These are so strange. I could talk about them for a while. They're just a mystery to me. The packaging is just so extra. It doesn't necessarily have to be. Like, you've got this whole like quill thing going on. It's bulky. It doesn't fit in any of my drawers. It's just kind of a nuisance. And I think the reason for this packaging is to support this like brush tip handle thing. So like instead of a normal like doe foot applicator or something, you actually get this brush tip. I actually like that aspect of this. I feel like this brush tip actually works quite well with this particular product, but I don't think we needed this whole top part. Like I think we could have probably had like a stubby handle and it would have been just fine. So that's one annoying thing about the packaging. Another annoying thing is that to get the product out, so you've got this brush tip, the brush goes down and there's like this little reservoir there. The reservoir has a hole at the bottom and that's where the product like comes up from and like coats the brush. The weird thing is, in order to get the product like up to coat the brush tip, you have to shake it specifically like this. You've got to like shake it up and down, not side to side. When I first bought it, I was shaking it like this and I was confused when no product was coming out. You got to shake it up and down. It's a finicky packaging situation. Product itself, I think, is really nice, especially for a liquid shadow. Formula of this is like super thin, which I do really like in a liquid eyeshadow. It doesn't dry down too fast. You've got playtime with it. This also is more of a like scattered glitter effect. These are like moon dust shadows in liquid form. Since it's not that kind of like metallic formula, I do find that these wear better on the eyes. A lot of times like metallic liquid eyeshadows sort of like crease and crackle and just look kind of thick and weird on the lids. Because this is more like scattered glitter, it doesn't look like that. I have the shade Space Cowboy Intense. And here's the thing, while it does look nice and I think it's a good liquid eyeshadow, you're not getting anything from this that you couldn't just get from a powder eyeshadow. The shade that I have in this product is Space Cowboy Intense. And it really just kind of does look like Space Cowboy, but like layered up a bunch of times, which I could easily do with just the powder version of Space Cowboy. I just don't feel like you're getting anything all that special with these that you couldn't get from a regular powder eyeshadow, but they're more finicky to work with. The packaging is kind of weird. I just don't think it's worth the fuss. But I have it and I use it. I especially like layering the regular powder Space Cowboy on top of this one. It just like is glossy goodness on the eyes. I have been eyeing this Tom Ford highlighter duo ever since I saw Andrea Ali use it. She uses this bottom shade as like a bronzer topper and it just looked absolutely magical on her. I was literally considering purchasing this for $95. I think I was out of my damn mind. But I posted about it on Instagram, and I had a friend who actually had this and wanted to sell it to me. So I did purchase this for, I think I paid her like $45. So still quite a pricey product, just not the original $95 ludicrous price tag. I'll be so honest, I am still figuring out if I like this or not. It's like, I can't tell if it's doing anything. When you swatch both of the shades, they are very pretty, but they do look really pretty. They're definitely going to be pretty as eyeshadows. I don't know if maybe it's prone to hard pan or something. Maybe I need to go in and kind of scrape off some of the hard pan. It feels like nothing is getting picked up on my brush unless I use like a really tiny like detail highlight brush. I just don't know. As a highlighter, nothing really beats my Makeup Forever highlight, including this crazy expensive Tom Ford one. So I don't find myself reaching for this top shade a lot. I have been trying to use this bottom shade as like a bronzer topper, like all over kind of luminizer situation. But it's just like not making enough of a difference for me to actually add that extra step in. I picked up the Lawless Forget the Filler foundation, which is a new launch and a lot of people are raving about it. And I don't have it because I actually did sell it to an Instagram follower. I just don't think that foundation was meant for me. And it's not really even marketed for me, so like that was kind of on me for not doing my research. It's marketed as a full coverage matte foundation. Like I should have known it wouldn't work for me. The other issue is I got a shade that was too light for me, and another hot tip is that if your foundation is not the right shade, it's always gonna look bad. So if you've been wondering why your foundation like always looks bad, evaluate whether you have a right shade match or not. But yeah, it was very full coverage and matte, and I just found that I looked kind of dry and cakey by the end of the day. I don't think it's the foundation's fault. I think it's just my skin type and my preferences. A fragrance that I'm just okay with is Hermes and Jardin à Cynthere. So I love the Hermes Jardin line. Un Jardin sur le Nil is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Each of the fragrances in this line is just very unique. Just evoke these gorgeous European summer vibes. Just a really 10 out of 10 line. I smelled most of the fragrances in this line, but I had not smelled this one. I saw that it had a pistachio note, so I was very interested. From the reviews of this fragrance online, I thought I was gonna get something crazy. It's just a very polarizing fragrance, and everybody agrees that it is not a safe blind buy, but I'm not really understanding why. This to me smells like fancy little hand soaps. Like it kind of smells like I just walked into like a L'Occitane store or like a Crabtree and Evelyn. It's definitely like nice soaps, but it's nothing like all that special. And it has a tendency to smell like a teeny bit like old lady-ish. I think there's like a powderiness to it that's giving it that vibe. I don't know. Reviews online also say that this is best worn like in the middle of summer when it's really hot out, and that's where this fragrance really shines. So I'm going to keep trying it, but for now I think it's just like a nice, inoffensive, sort of citrusy fresh scent. But we'll see if my opinions change on that. During the VIB sale, I picked up the Ciele liquid highlighter. I think it's the Prime and Protect liquid highlight, and I got the shade Piper. Popper, no. Ultimately, I returned that product because it had too strong of a base pigment, and that base pigment just like clashed with my skin tone. Shade Piper it's described as a rose gold, but on my skin it pulled very like pale, kind of like ashy rose gold rather than like warm. Because it had a kind of strong base pigment, it left like a gray cast on my skin. I could see it when I looked head on. It was like a grayish pink stripe on my cheeks. I don't think that is the product's fault. I think that is just my skin tone not working out with that particular shade. I also didn't realize like how opaque it would be. Kind of hard to describe it without having the product here, but yeah, ultimately I think the shade Piper in that product would be great if you have like a cool tone to your skin. Like if you naturally have pink undertones, I think it would look a lot more natural than on my neutral light medium skin tone. On me, it just pulled very gray. I will say the product itself, like the texture of it was really nice. It has no glitter in it. It is just a really beautiful, super soft, like subtle sheen. It's not going to give you glossy. It's giving like lit from within. Another Ciele product that I tried and did decide to keep is the Prime and Protect Primer. This is in the Like Not Love category simply because they market this as a primer. Because it's billed as a primer and not being billed just as an SPF, I had expectations of it that weren't necessarily met. I think if you just think of this as a mineral SPF, I think you'll be very happy with it. Just like, don't think of this as a primer at all. It's just a mineral sunscreen. And as a mineral sunscreen, it's quite nice, especially when you compare this to other mineral sunscreen formulas out there. There are some really bad ones. All of that said, if you're somebody who exclusively likes mineral SPFs but are finding yourself just disappointed by the offerings on the market, I think this one from Ciele could be a great option. For me, because I can use chemical sunscreens with no problem, I think I will always be gravitating towards those. I just found that it's not like this made my makeup look bad, it just didn't add anything to my makeup. And that's why I was saying when I evaluate this as a primer, it doesn't live up to my expectations because I expect a primer to enhance the wear of my makeup. I don't feel like this did that, but it didn't really hurt it either. I will probably save this for like no makeup days or like when I'm working out or something, and then use my other SPFs that I know actually enhance the look of my makeup when I'm wearing makeup. Let's talk about the stuff that I really didn't like. And listen, I don't hold back. Like, I have no problem ripping brands to shreds. It kind of feels fun to be a hater for a minute. I spend all day at work being nice and polite to people. I'm excited to say how I really feel about these makeup products. Covergirl also sent me these True Blend Skin Enhancer Sticks. These are so bad. I thought it was impossible to make a bad stick blush these days, but Covergirl found a way. Just like, do not want to blend. This is one of the deeper bronzer shades. These dry down super quickly. Like, you have no playtime with these, and they just stay patchy. I don't know what else to say. Like, they just look patchy as you're blending them. They are not an even application. It's just like not a pleasant experience to use these. The texture is very waxy and thin. The pigment is not even. It's like stressful to try and blend them. Not good. And then the highlighter sticks are just pure glitter. I actually tried these on my eyes because I was like, these actually could be a really pretty cream eyeshadow, but they crease too much on my eyes. But like, it's so weird with these because these have so much glitter in them, but like the glitter itself is kind of dull. It's like kind of a gross look. It's like I can see flecks of glitter, but they're not very shiny. Like, I'll use the Fenty Diamond Balm as a highlight because a scattered glitter on your cheekbones can be beautiful and look really like glossy. These just look like gross flecks of dull glitter. Not about it. Oh my gosh, and I also tried this eyeshadow palette from LA Girl. It's the LA Girl On Cloud 9 Bouncy Eyeshadow Palette. Those had so much promise. They caught my eye in Ulta. They looked like they could be LA Girl's answer to like the mini Natasha Deanna palettes. They just looked cute. They had cute looking shades. I liked the colorways. That eyeshadow palette like did a magic trick on me. It was so bizarre because I would swatch them on my hand and they looked one color. This is about the mattes specifically, not the shimmers. The shimmers were fine. Like they were actually quite pretty, but there were only 2 of them in the palette. The mattes looked fine on my hand when I swatched them, but when I put them on my eyes, they turned ashy and like white. I don't know if they put like a lot of white pigment in them to give them that bouncy texture or something and just didn't figure out how to hone in on that texture. But like, there's like a taupe shade in the palette, so I started blending it in my crease, and it was like I had put a white eyeshadow in my crease. It was really weird and like unusable. I bought a fragrance from Ceremonia during the VIB sale that was like laughably bad. It's so weird because I really love the other perfume that Ceremonia makes, so I kind of assumed that I would also like this one, but no. I don't know if I got a dud or what, but that perfume, it smelled barely like anything, but what you could smell kind of smelled like rotting fruit. You had put some fruit in the trash can and then like left it out in the sun. Not cute at all. At least it wasn't like strongly smelling of rotten fruit. It was just faint, but yeah, not okay. The weirdest thing about it is that it has glitter in it, which is just so strangely juvenile for that brand. Like, that brand is not a like fun young type brand. Like, that's not how they market themselves. So to just like throw glitter in a fragrance is so weird to me. It is a hair and body mist, so like I guess it makes sense in the hair. But like as a normal fragrance mist, like I spray fragrances on my clothes, so I can't have anything with glitter on it. I don't want to be spraying glitter on my clothes. That went straight back to Sephora. Did a little like mini drugstore haul from Walmart, and I kind of like took a chance on these two things. Sadly, neither of them worked out. This is the eyeshadow marker from Hard Candy. I mainly didn't like this because of the shade itself. This is the shade Cold Brew. It's a very pretty shade. It's just so intense and deep and dark, and I was looking for sort of like a bronzy one and done eyeshadow look. This is just so much deeper than anything that I would use in that way. I could use this as like an eyeliner or like a very smudgy, like close to the lash line sort of shade. But also this formula was just not the greatest. It dries down pretty fast. You don't have a lot of playtime with it. And I am going on a self-imposed eyeshadow stick no buy. I always have such high expectations for eyeshadow sticks, especially shimmer finish eyeshadow sticks. I just want them to be good, but they just so rarely are. I'm almost always let down. These ones with like more of a metallic finish, they never work out. Oh my god, looking at this swatch of this Covergirl bronzer is actually pissing me off. It's so patchy and it's making me mad. I also tried the new Kulfi mascara. Sadly, that one was just not for me. Mascaras are so personal. Even my friends in real life all have different preferences when it comes to mascara, and I'm sort of just like, just try a couple until you find one you like. I know for me, that is the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. I have been using this exclusively for like almost 3 years, but I will occasionally take a chance on ones that are really hyped up. And I'd heard such good things about the Kulfi mascara. It's a tubing mascara, but I heard that it gave you a lot of like volume and drama. And the Kulfi was fine. I just had to work really hard to keep my lashes from clumping when I used it. If I wasn't careful and if I was kind of in a hurry, I just found that it stuck my lashes together and made me look like I had 3 eyelashes. It was not the worst mascara I've ever tried. It just came nowhere close to my Tower 28 mascara, and for me, I'm just not even gonna waste my time. Alright friends, that is it for everything that I tried in the last month or so. It was a very heavy shopping month. I promise you, not every month is like that for me. Hope y'all enjoyed this roundup. I am having the best time here on YouTube, just hanging out with y'all, yapping about makeup. But I am still a very small channel, so please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out so much. Bye y'all, see you in the next one.